My name is Robin Henry Tees, and I'm tired of talking. You ask, why am I talking then? Why do I keep doing it? Well, the same reason you keep clicking on my video and pushing the play button and inviting me into your home. When racers are racing, yeah, they're tired of racing, but the race ain't over yet, so they keep going. So this is a very long race. So dear Jonathan Click, basically this video is for you. I looked at the Powerball today, and the Powerball numbers were, it was 3, 17, 26, 38, 54, 15, and times 3, the power play. The Powerball was 15. The last number was 54. The Powerball plus the power play, when you times that together, 3 times the power play and then 15 the Powerball, it'll get you 45, and then the mirror of 45 is 54, which was the last number. The last number, when you take that number and you take the next number, which was 3 8s, when you subtract the 38 from the 54, it'll get you 16, and then the next number from right to left, going backwards, is 26. That would be the 26-16 down dynasty. And with that number 26, the next number, when you subtract 9, it'll get you 17. And then the 17, when you subtract the first number, which was the angel of the bottomless pit, number 3, from left to right, the Powerball, the power play number today, or Monday, was 3, 17, 26, 38, 54, 15, and 3. 317, not 315, not 316, but it was 317. I sure hope I'm not a day late and $1 short and a number incorrect. I was looking up the odds. Here's the odds. The odds of hitting the Powerball with all 5 numbers in the power play is 1 in 200 and something billion. I mean, you are not going to hit it. Nobody's ever going to hit that number. It's impossible unless you know the angel of the bottomless pit and he's going to give you the numbers on a specific date. Now, I felt good about today. I felt pretty damn good seeing those numbers because it's tying into my final pick to do it on that one day, and then to win the lottery on that one day, that one time. And then what I can do from that point on is, obviously when somebody hits the Powerball and it's enough money for them to retire, the first thing they're going to do is buy a house where you want to live and settle. You're going to buy a brand new car, the dream car of your dreams. You're going to buy it. You're going to, if you're not selfish, you're going to take care of your immediate family and make sure that they get to live rested and peaceful. And then, you know, if you're really not selfish, you'll take care of it's like if you have a YouTube channel, you'll take care of the people that have been paying attention to you. You'll take care of certain people a little bit more than others, and then you'll also give a gift to every single viewer that continually watches your videos. Now, the way that money has been used has been a sickening, evil plotted, door dashing way of getting people to do things that you know, normally you wouldn't do, but because you're offered a bunch of money, you do it anyway. That's why the tables have to be turned. So when I hit the Powerball, when I play it for the first time, what I'm going to tell you is I predicted the numbers for that specific day. And I believe the numbers were already in play ahead of time. And I believe that the Powerball numbers that are playing now, the patterns, are going to lead up to that final. Because Jonathan Kleck's taken over. Whichever one it is, I don't. Maybe it's already. Maybe George Bush was first. He was like the. He was the one that did the first 9/11, and then at some point Barack Obama takes over for the next 8 years. And then Joe Biden takes over. But he's really just biding time. Nibbling on the bit, biting the breadcrumbs. And then the final Trump, like the final click, takes over. And that final click is the one that I've been really closely paying attention to and socializing back and forth with, even with his other twin over the past 3.5 years, 42 months to be exact, on 8/13. So that's a pretty significant date, 8/13. And so is 2/29 because that's a leap year. But today's Powerball, and then I'll look again for tomorrow's Powerball, Wednesday. And just keep looking at the numbers and seeing the patterns and seeing my chances of being right dead on with this. So again, in order to hit the Powerball and get all 5 numbers plus the Powerball number itself, the odds are 1. Here's my chances. 1 in 200 billion. That's my chances. 1 in a 200 billionth odd to hit it. So there's no way I'll ever hit it unless I know the angel of the bottomless pit and he's going to help me understand the numbers. It's not going to just hand them to me. I gotta think about them, go over them and talk about it, say it out loud. You may hear me sound like Rain Man for the next couple weeks, but it's necessary. These numbers, I've learned pushing record and talking things out loud helps me settle things, and things can resonate in my spirit more and consolidates any other type of things that I'm not certain about. So today's numbers: 3, 17, 26, 38, 54, and then the Powerball was 15, and the power play was times 3. So right off the bat, you got John 3:17, but that's not the important thing. You have, because in the system itself, you have a number to start with. So here's a perfect example. Yesterday's drawing starts with the angel of the bottomless pit. So you're going to start with that number. All right, well, what's next? Well, what's next is we're going to go with the number, 14. We're just going to throw that number out there because we want you to pay attention to it. So we're going to throw out the number 14. And so we're going to add, whatever we're going to do, we're going to add the number next. So there's definitely a pattern and a rhythm to the different processes of what's next, whether they add 5 or 14 or flip around or whatever. So because it was 3 and then 17, you're taking the 17, you're subtracting the 3 from it, and it'll get you to 4. It'll get you 14. Then the next number is, if you want to get to, we're going to get to this 2616 down dynasty. That's what the theme is going to be. That's what the theme was for Monday's drawing. 2616 down dynasty. How's that? Well, because the third number was a 26. And when you subtract the 17 from 26, it'll get you 9. And then the first subtraction from 17 to 3 is 14. Then you have the 26 number. We're going to go with, we want to get 16 out of that fourth and fifth column. How are we going to do that with the last two numbers? Well, we're going to take 26, and we're going to go with Jonathan Kleck. So when we put Jonathan Kleck in there, and the numerology of 888 in gematria, we're going to have to go with 3 8s. So the next number, the fourth row, is going to be 3 8s. But we need to make a combination number between those next two, which is going to get a, whether you do a 38 plus 16, it'll get you 54. Or if you're going to take the 54 and subtract 38, it'll get you the 16. So again, this video is basically just for Jonathan Kleck. I could just talk it out loud, really, but I think it's necessary to have it on record, even for myself in the future. For when I hit the Powerball, I'm just gonna start helping people understand the patterns, and then everybody can start hitting it, and it'll be a way of Robin Hood stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. And because after I'm set up for life, I take care of my immediate family, and then whatever's left over, I share the wealth with people, and Jonathan Kleck knows I will, so that's why he's going to help me understand the pattern. And then what'll happen in the future is I'll eliminate the gang stalking corporation. They no longer have to do their thing, because you're going to hit the damn lottery. You're not going to need to be gang stalking people. You're like, what the hell with that, Satan? I'm done. So what I'll do is, in the future, when there's some kind of a financial crisis for something that needs to be taken care of, I'll go pray about it. You'll have to give me like a week. I'll pray it out loud for the next 42 months. Whether it's Jonathan Kleck or Jacob Israel helping me understand it, they'll give me the numbers. I'll hit it again, or I'll just tell them basically what numbers I want them to put in there. And then, because I already hit the lottery myself, I'm already set. I don't need money. I'm going to start helping other people by hitting the lottery, and then just taking those millions of dollars and just distributing it all throughout the planet to help. Mainly here in America, because that's where I live. But that's the greatest, that would be heaven coming down on earth. Living here on earth, hitting the lottery at will, and just distributing the money is literally stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. It's such a great idea. It's freaking, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I guess it had to take for the Super Bowl to get so deafeningly accurate before the game with my ideas of what I think is going to happen. With it being in numerology, that's what God's telling me to do. Do it, Robin. Go hit the freaking lottery. Don't listen to the demons that are trying to get you to not do it, or when the past would tell you, gambling it's a sin. Well, if you don't know the angel of the bottomless pit, yeah, I guess it is a sin. If you're wasting your money thinking you're going to randomly hit something, you're not. Right? you may hit a couple hours here and there, but the people that hit the actual lottery, you best believe that they're people that the elite know, and they have given the heads up to do so. But this time around, it's not for myself. It's for the entire world system to change because of the disgust that I have for the way that the system has been. Money isn't even it's like this. It's just numbers. It's just a number that you pick, and then a number they add to your bank account and tells you that you have X, Y, and Z. And then you do transfers, you do digital transfers, and things start happening and things start appearing. And it's like you're creating stuff out of nothing just because you have the go-ahead to have digits add to your bank account. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, going over the pattern of 3, 17, 26, 38, 54, 15 times 3, the power play, the patterns between it is the number 14, it's the number 9 next, it's the number 38, which is the 3 8s. You can say 8 minus 3 is 5, or you can add it, 8 plus 3 is 11. But the important number is Jonathan Kleck right in the middle of the Powerball, 888, 3 8s, Jonathan Kleck. And then 54 is the next number. And between the 38 and the 54 is going to get you 16, and the number before that was 26, and this dynasty is going down. So it's 2616. And then the final power play number was 15. And with the power, or the power ball is 15, the power play was times 3, and that gets you 45. Now, those two numbers combined being the 45, and then the last number being a 54, is a mirrored 54, mirror 45. Not only that, but the last number being the Powerball, which is the 15, well, the number before that is 16, because it was 54 minus 38, which got you 16. And then the very first number, combination package of 17 minus 3, was 14. So you have your 14, you got your 15, and you got your 16. But you have it not in line, of course, because nothing's really usually in line. It's backwards, upside down, and in reverse. So the serpents taught me how even through lying and trying to deceive me, the greatest thing is you can always replay videos and show people leading you astray in a certain direction. And then knowing what the outcome is afterwards, it gives you a better feel for who's really trying to help you understand things and who's trying to lead you astray. Like the Super Bowl score. Jonathan Kleck gave me the dead-on 24 dead sheep in the first half, not counting the arrowhead. He gave me the 24 points. And then he said he was going to get up and do a second video, but I don't believe I ever seen that video besides when Jacob Israel got up and did the second half portion of it and gave the full score, the final score. So I got half of it, the portion to learn the understanding of it, the language. And for the next 42 months, I'm gonna be able to hit the Powerball at will. And that's how I'm going to change the planet, by distributing currency and flipping the tables over to money exchangers. But I have to do it first. I have to hit it first for myself. For people to really take me serious anyway. Because what else am I doing? I've been predicting events to take place before they take place in a roundabout way, a horseshoe game. And I can name a numerous amount of events that were so damn deafeningly accurate that shouldn't I get compensated for this? Isn't that what I mean? At some point at some point you get compensated. I've been doing it for almost 6 years. 6 years will be April 2nd, 2023. I have that one video monetized, or well, the Walmart video is monetized, and it's just not really anything, really. The last time I got paid was like $120, and it was about 3 months worth of views, and a Valerie, somebody threw in a few bucks for me. I think $9.99 or $11 or something. I appreciated that, and I guess that went on the final, when I got paid for it on the 21st of every month, when you got to reach you got to get over the $100 mark in order for them to release anything for you. So what have I been doing this entire time? What's the whole purpose of? I'm looking for some kind of retirement plan, but I'm thinking, well, I don't know how that's going to work. What do I expect somebody to just knock on my door and say, "Here, Robin, here's all the money in the world"? Well, now I see how it can actually take place. Now I'm starting to see the realization of, it's not like people are just going to hand you anything. You got to put in the work. I'm putting in the work. Obviously, I don't stop. I can't stop, even if I wanted to. It's just, I may get drained and tired of talking and running out of breath, and the amount of videos that I do day in and day out with all the things that are taking place. Hold on. It's just countless hours. I've kept Johnny pretty busy. I've kept you pretty busy. And I understand that sometimes you just feel like falling flat on your face because it's too much. And look, I'm getting too much information. Imagine how I feel. I know it may look like it's effortless and it just flows through, which technically it does, but I still have to be the vessel that does it. I still have to put the work in and add things up. And I'm just so tired of talking about things that I know are coming and there's no evidence of it. And then I also keep in mind that when I do tell people, or when people are assigned to my channel, or if you're a family member or a friend or a coworker or something, and maybe just act like you don't watch my videos, but you're assigned to me anyway, and you just don't even know why you're assigned to me. Like, why are they even assigning me to you? Nothing's ever really happened. I mean, except for the suit boy. You kind of got me hooked on that one, but I think you just got lucky, Robin. Yeah? Explain 3/16/2020. 3,000 point tumble. Explain that. Let that sink in and rationalize in your brain. Did I actually predict that for the one day? And it's something that the entire world system has seen. In that day, and on the news that day, it was said the worst point loss drop ever today. That's right, jaw dropping, the worst point loss ever today on Jonathan Kleck's 59th birthday. I can only imagine what his 62nd birthday is going to be like when he takes over. I can only imagine. It may have something to do with 6 plus 2 is 8, and then you times that by 3, and that'll get you 888. Just like the 3 8s in the Powerball in the 4th slot. Or the 4th slot was 3 8s. The 5th slot was 54. The Powerball and Power Play 15 times 3 is also 555, and it's also mirrored from the 54, which is the 45. Now, there's no way in hell I would be able to predict that. All I can do is break down the meaning of how it is, and the only way I can possibly know is by Jonathan Kleck giving me the numbers. And I won't even be able to prove that because he's not actually giving me the direct numbers. It's just, this is a major league. I'm playing in the major leagues. World dominating script league. I don't play football, I don't play baseball, basketball, soccer, hockey. I'm playing world script and world currency. There's somebody that follows me day in and day out and sees through my eyes and hears through my ears and knows my heart. You may even be able to smell what I smell. You might be that attached. And so over the time, and plus knowing my life, you know damn well that when I hit the Powerball, I'm going to do exactly what I said I'm going to do. And it's going to be the greatest movement in the history of existence ever. Because once I hit it once, I already know the language. It's like this. With this Super Bowl, the Super Bowl is what led me into looking into the Powerball. The Powerball, the Super Bowl, these major things that happen that no one would ever have thought it would be a 35-35 tie and that they would win by 3 points in the end zone. Except for me and whoever else wrote the damn script. Because me and the Spirit knew that it was going to be 35-35 tied Super Bowl, and the Eagles were going to win. The Eagles were going to lose with a field goal being kicked in the red zone, and the Chiefs were going to pierce them. Me and the Spirit knew 24 minutes before Super Bowl 57 played. Me and my right hand with the 7 stars that are in the click of a button, the mouse. Me and the mouse knew what the score was going to be, because I was going over one of my final predictions, which was 19-12, and then being a tied game, 12-12. And then I said, I feel like I've been given the wrong score. I feel like my friends, my buddies, my companions, my padres, my buddies, I feel like they weren't really trying to give me the correct score. They were trying to intercept in the military, you guys intercept communications between certain parties. But there's this one balloon. Yeah, you can try to shoot it down, Joe. You can even try to shoot it down like a witch right at my hospital as you're aiming up at John Hancock's head balloon. But you couldn't stop me from getting such an accurate prediction beforehand, because your army, well, I mean, I'm not holding it against you. It's just the way it is. Your job is to stop me. My job is to roll right through you, because that will prove the power of God. And then your mindset would be to want to kill me and nail me to a cross in a literal sense. But my job is to help you understand that that already took place in a spirit, and it doesn't happen in a literal sense. So, with the Powerball being something that you can win 3 times a week, think about the future. There's going to be a signal sent out, like in the sky, like a Batman signal, but it'll be for Robin, and it's like, Robin, and I'll have this calling. We have a financial difficulty. In Kentucky, there's something. We need a homeless shelter built for the people because we stopped. Wait a minute. No, hold on. It starts here in Philly. Robin, we ended all the drugs being, all the crack and heroin brought in from other countries. Everything is derailed. Everything is falling off the train tracks. And we need $5 million to get this project started for the homeless, where we're going to get them involved with we're going to have staff there, and they're going to be paid very well, and they're going to be motivated to come to work, because with the lottery that you're going to hit for us on command, everybody's getting paid $40 an hour to be there, and they only have to be there for 4 hours for 3 days a week. And there's a bunch of people that are, we already have 1,000 people lined up for this position. We're just waiting for the go-ahead. And then I get into prayer mode, and then I get the numbers for the Powerball, and then I hit, and then I take all the money, every last dollar from it, because I'm already set. I don't need to make money anymore. This is about showing the power of God and sharing currency the way it's supposed to be. So I'm not saying that, oh, well, one day I really hope that. No, I actually know that that's going to happen. I actually know that it's going to happen. I know it. We're at that point. I've been at it. I've been after Jonathan Kleck for 42 months as of Super Bowl Sunday, 2023. 42 months. Like, dead on. 8:13 to 2:12 evening, morning, 2:13. 42 months exactly. So, and he even said that the angel of the bottomless pit rose up on the 13th of February, I believe it was. May even have been on the 15th. But, and then he said he was going to be a guest on that channel of Zach Wintees. So Zach, when he was talking, when he was reading the Acts of Peter, and then Peter chimed in, and right before that, when Paul was talking about Peter, and then he showed Zach, and he was just standing there, and that voice came out of nowhere. Zach, Peter, Jacob, Stephen, James, where you been? Or you have been? Because you guys obviously know what the Powerball is going to be day in and day out. That's why you don't need to actually do any type of work. And Jonathan Kleck, you're the one that runs the whole system. So between you and Jacob, man, I'm so glad I put in all that time. And I'm sorry, Jacob. You know how it is. I'm at times, why does she have to have a banana in her hand and look so sexual in a public whatever? You know that there's times where I think you're my enemy, or there's just times where I feel like you're irritating me with something because you know what's going on, and I'm still working for a living. And at what point does that change? And I'm just being impatient because I know my future's so bright that Jonathan Kleck's going to have to give me a set of Lad eyewear. I know that, but You know, keep in mind, I've been at it for 6 years. I don't get compensated. I get a little bit agitated just knowing that the YouTube agents on the other end are just kicking back with their feet up on their desk or sitting in their lazy boy, with their belly as their god, and just trolling me and lying and reading scripts and getting like $200,000 a year. Yeah, it's kind of irritating. Getting up, being tired, dragging my ass to work, doing something that a monkey can do. But, you know, I gotta go. I gotta pay the bills and live month to month since I've basically started, and I look out for everybody else. And all these years I paid the bills and the rent and everything, and get these kids in the best school district, the top rated number 3rd school district in the United States of America. The 3rd, because there's 2 schools in Philly that are number 1 in the United States of America, the top school districts. I moved into an area of Bucks County where one of the schools is the top number 3 school in America. Both of my kids went there, my stepson and my kid. And Trevor took advantage of the college, went to Temple, graduated, and he's doing pretty damn good right now as a financial advisor. So when my bank account is filled with millions of dollars, I already have my stepson to help me with financially advising, you know, what to do with all the other money that I'm not even gonna, it's just gonna be there. So what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna buy my house on the beach, and I'm gonna buy another house somewhere else, and whatever car I want to get, everybody in my family gets their house as well. They get a house, they get a car, and they get a check for like $1 million. So that way you have $1 million. You have a brand new house you don't have to pay for the rest of your life. The taxes are paid for 100 years, and you get the car of your dreams. And it's all a gift. It's just something I want to give to people, but I have to find a way to make that money by using my brain. So I'm kicking into Rain Man mode now. I'm just going to start spatting off numbers, and Jonathan Clake's going to know exactly what numbers I'm talking about to place in which slot. And then I think this is what it's been. I'm pretty sure this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what it has been building up to, because I don't want destruction to happen. But I just foreseen that Philadelphia was going to be destroyed by the second 9/11. Now that second 9/11 date could be planned for 3/16, but instead I hit the lottery, and it's like, no need. Because I could hit the damn Super Bowl dead on. Doesn't matter. If the powers don't want me to get views to monetize my video, I'm not going to get it. But you can't stop me from hitting the lottery, Satan. Matter of fact, Satan's the one that's going to help me hit the lottery. Or at least who they call Satan. Johnny. Right? Do they call you Satan? Are you really Satan? Like the Satan, the Lucifer, because it sure seems that way. It sure seems that, like, you're the creator of the tent host body, like Paul. Paul was a tent maker. And everybody is they're singing to you in their churches. Kim Jean, he's definitely singing to you. There's no question about that. Skip Heitzing, you're singing as well. That sounds pretty husky. Stephen James, you're singing. You're donning Lucifer's creation. And I don't fault you for it. It's just what it is. It's, you know, who wouldn't? But what I'm saying is, when you have to give up your soul in order to enjoy your companion, well, it's not worth it. When China owns your ass, it's not worth it. If there's something you have to do that you don't want to do, but you have to, even if it's just one thing. Me, the one thing that I have to do is go to work if I want, you know, X, Y, and Z. When I don't have to go to work, when my bank account says, Robin, relax. Go do what you want. I mean, literally, go do what you want. Nobody's stopping you. You earned it. It's yours. Here. Now what are you going to do with it? Well, I have a financial advisor who's already well established, very smart kid. He'll help me with that area of expertise. And it's obviously going to be something towards people that are less fortunate, that are just straight bums, really. It starts with the bums. But it also starts with, I can't help the bums unless there's some kind of a drug program that literally stops the flow of drugs coming into America. So that has to be one of the requirements for starting with the bums. Because the bums are usually ones that are on... Philadelphia is the heroin capital of the world. Center City, right there, Kenston Ave. Just right there. So it has to start right there. It has to start in the worst place possible. Right in my hometown, right Kensington and Allegheny. Right there. So something has to be built. Something has to be orchestrated right in that area. But it's going to take money, currency, in order to get things done. I can't do anything without it. So I know it's going to happen because it's already happening now. It's finally making sense. I'm finally seeing that light at the end of the tunnel, because I am that light and I'm out of the tunnel. And all I got to do is just have currency in my hand to be able to let it distribute throughout the world, and Jonathan Clegg knows it's exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, you guys may have you probably already know, because my life has already been played out, and that's why the Gangstalk Corporation can be so damn precise. It's almost sickening sometimes. But I just have to deal with it. Where there's no way in hell. There's no way. There's no way that you knew I was going to go in that direction for that thing to be right there. There's no way that even your algorithms can predict that. Because there's times I'll do something just random to do it different, and boom, there you go, right there. There it is. No way. No way, unless you already seen my life played out, and you're looking at my life a day ahead of time. Each day you're looking at what I'm going to do. So you place people there because of it. It's so weird to think of how the matrix system is, and, you know, where did you even come from anyway from the beginning? I came from liquid. I sprouted up from liquid, stuck inside of the sea, filled with water, breathing underwater, right? You're telling me I was a fish from the beginning, and then when I'm born, you cut the umbilical cord, I'm breathing air into my lungs, at least in this matrix, the one that I feel like I'm awake with, and then all of a sudden I just start moving around and wiggling my toes and fingers, and I can move 17 different parts at once with my brain. And the brain developed, and then there's a protection, a skull. There's like this hard rock skull protecting the brain, and then you're telling me that it's as easy as unplugging me from this life and plugging me into my eternal body? Or am I already in my eternal body and I've been in this bubble side by side with billions of other people in the womb, still in that liquid form for 46 years, waiting to die so I can finally live my life in heaven? And in the meantime, none of this is even real. And Jacob Israel and Jonathan Kleck and Inky and Enlil and EE, because that's what it is in the knowing. It's those last letters are EE. It's not 33. It's Inky and Enlil. So to think that you were created from liquid, and then look at you now. Go look in the mirror. Look at you. Knock on your head. Just think about that. That's a skull. That's rock solid. And then to think that people have died and then they were reskinned. They were, like Christ said, you're filled with dead man's bones, women. Dead man's bones. Women. Because now you're a woman, but you used to be a man. And you literally died already. Ain't that weird? It's so weird that you can be like married to somebody who already died, and they used to be a male in their previous life, but now they came back to be female because, I don't know, maybe Satan lied to him and said, look, you're dead, so I'm going to give you a chance to live. If not, I'm going to throw you into the lake of fire and you're just going to burn and that's it, you're done. Or he could have lied to you and said, I'm going to throw you and you're going to burn for the rest of... You're just going to keep burning and burning and never be consumed, like the burning bush. Oh, really, Satan? Well, that's impossible, because you're either going to burn and fizzle out, or you're going to burn like a burning bush, but not be consumed, because nobody can stop you. So Satan may have lied to people when they're dead. As they know they're dead, they even killed themselves. And Satan's like, hey, it's me, Satan. Look, here's the deal. If you want to live again, we're reskinning you. You're going to be a female. You're going to have this embedded. You're going to hear me in your ear for the rest of your life. We're going to reskin you into this meat suit. You're going to become a female. And you're going to hunt the souls of men to make your pillows fly. Or, you know, you get the transformation beforehand and you leave your first estate before you die, which means you die in Satan, not in the Lord. So when I die, I'm dying in the Lord. I'm dying whichever way I die. And I know that my spirit is going up. It's going to heaven. I get to live there. I get to rule up in heaven with my spirit. And the ones that have the ability to do that they do it all the time. I remember one time, Jonathan Kleck, you know, the main one, because it seems like at times there's an elder like Mother Earth kind of Johnny, like that, and then there's a almost like a his child or something, someone that was younger, maybe a little bit more immature. And because it's the same thing with me, how immature I was when I first started YouTube, and I didn't think I was immature. I didn't even think I had any problems really besides just anxiety from people. But that was created because the Gang Stalking Corporation that I didn't even know about existed. Once I realized this is all organized and everybody is a controlled puppet, the fear leaves from anybody. Any person on the planet, it leaves because everybody's controlled by the one that is going with me. The one that has been following me, and I've been just drowning you with a flood of it's one after another after another. It's you know that when I get behind that computer and I start clicking away, it's one thing after another that ties into another because it's the same. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Yep, 3, 2, 1, 8 3s and 15. So 866 321 8315 is 3 8s, which was in the Powerball today, and the 15, which was also the Powerball, and then the 3, which is the Power Play. And 3, 2, 1. So there you go. Jonathan Clegg just made sure that he had AI call me to confirm what I just said with that. What I was just saying right before that phone rang. There you go. And this is how it works, and this is what I've grown accustomed to. And it's only going to get more and more precise. Because when I tie things in, just like the numerology with the Super Bowl and the playoffs, and seeing that there's a specific pattern, and then when it's over and done with, as my arrow, my mouse showed you the final score when I was talking about, I literally said, and the final score being 31 to the Chiefs, and then going up and circling the 7, which is 31 plus 7. That's the final score, and they win by 3 because I was circling the 23 to 20 Chiefs over the Cincinnati Bengals for the AFC Championship game. They won by 3, so that's what they were going to win by in the Super Bowl. But the final score was going to be 38, which is what they were going to score when you add up the Eagles and the 49ers from the Eagles NFC Championship game. And that was the pattern numerology. It's not like it's going to change. All I'm going to do is keep zeroing in on it and getting more and more precise without any error. And so that's what the Powerball is going to be. I'm going to teach people how to win the Powerball. Imagine that. Imagine somebody teaching you how to make millions of dollars just by a simple algorithm. Jonathan Clegg hit the lottery so many times, it's ridiculous. It's not even funny anymore. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to hit the lottery and do the exact opposite with what he was doing, which is hoarding all the money and just giving it to his friends that, I'm talking about the old Johnny. I'm not talking about the new one. Because that old serpent was cast out. The old boss is the same as the new boss. It's just the old serpent was cast out. It begins right where we are with Greg Laurie. It sure does. Greg even said somebody's going to win that Powerball, that $1 billion Powerball. Why not that someone be me? Why not? Every single person listening right now will benefit from it because I will give a nice chunk of cash to you. Even if you don't play the lottery and hit it on the same day that I do. But don't worry. When you see the video, when I show you the winning ticket, and I'm like, I'm going to get my money now. Don't be upset because you didn't figure out the Powerball. I'm going to teach you because the Powerball is not going to go away. Money doesn't even need to be printed. And even if it does, Jonathan Clegg will keep printing money. Hell, he may even make an image of me on one of those dollar bills in remembrance of someone who conquered the U.S. currency system and is sharing, because nobody does that. But I am. So I will. That's why I'll do it. So again, the powers that be, you already know that I'm going to do it. And 42 months ago, you probably weren't, I probably wasn't your favorite YouTuber. I'm pretty sure I wasn't, not whatsoever. My attitude back then, I came in very peaceful. I really did. I came in loving, caring, peaceful. I met some people. I was kind. I was being crucified on 3/2/2018, 11 months and 1 day after my appearance on the YouTube platform, 11 years, 11 months, 11 days after Joel Karim uploaded his first video on 4/23/2005. And I started April 2nd, 2017. And I made a 1 minute and 11-second video coming in with the bow. And when Matthew Daly had 111 subscribers on 3/2/2018, as he was crucifying me for 3 hours between the 6th and the 9th hour at night, when it was all about me, on the 11th month and first day, it's the number one attribute. And then from that point on, I started to become bitter. I sinned more, if that's what you want to call it. My anger, irritation level, my disgust with liars, just so sickened to death. I didn't even understand how people could be so godly, know the Bible inside and out, and just be such liars and so demonically possessed. I learned that, wow, man, that's something else. You say Jesus' name, but yet your heart is far from what your lips are saying. And then the funny thing is, you guys actually believe you're being righteous because your Jesus led you astray. You know why? Because at that time, that true Spirit of Christ, where was it? Well, it left its first estate. It needed to go back to its first love. It didn't exist, is what I'm telling you. Because if it did, if Jesus was in charge from the beginning, this world wouldn't be like this. It would be more like the way I'm saying it's going to be. The way that I'm saying it is going to be. It's going to be. Not I hope and wish and pray one day I don't need to pray that's going to be that way. It's going to be that way. What I pray about is exactly what I'm saying out loud right now. These are just, a prayer is a communication to those that are in charge. And I'm using the power of God, which is an influential spirit. My job is to influence the world leaders, the 10 kings, the dragon, the one that has the power, to change the way things are. And I already, just look at my baby picture. I have these two, I don't know what, dressed up in mask or whatever, but I had these two authority figures upon my shoulders. And I'm pretty sure it's the government. And I'm pretty sure they have batches of families out there. And I'm pretty sure they had different, they took the same pictures with other children, doing the same poses. One group aiming their arrow to the left, another group aiming their arrow to the right. The sun was rising up, and I'm pretty sure that mask that my dad was wearing, that has me in his arms, in his hairy arm, is pure gold. and also because the sun rises from the east. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to change this entire system. And it's going to start with the old Powerball. When the dragon gives his power unto the beast. Well, Jacob Israel being the beast system, I can see that the dragon has already given his power over to him. But if he's representing the dragon in another sense as well, and he's giving his power over to the second beast, then because when, Jonathan Clark said he was going to be a guest on someone's show, he was a guest on Zach Wintee's show. And Zach, sounded like that Peter sound came from his voice. And ironically enough, the same reptilian hand that when Steve Benoon said, when you see a reptilian hand, don't be afraid of it. He may have been talking about in the future when I see it. He may have been talking about my other side of the family that's underground. Well, I can't wait. The day that it happens. Because at one point, it didn't seem like it was ever going to happen. But now, I see it. It's there. There it is. Look, it's happening. Imagine life, waking up. You don't need money anymore. You can do whatever you want. I know I'm preaching to the choir, most of you that are already doing that, but to those of you that aren't, but you will at some point, enjoy it. Because that's heaven on earth.